Now, this is an interview I'm really excited by. It's Gayle Jordan, and I think you're gonna like her when you meet her. And to me, Gayle is a real American. I'm gonna explain why. First, Gayle, welcome.
Thank you.
Gayle, you are a character. First of all, you've been called a dangerous atheist. You've got Republicans saying, I love this quote, "In my 40 years plus in politics, I've seen few candidates as dangerous as Gayle Jordan." That's from the lieutenant governor, apparently, in Tennessee.
Apparently.
Yes, so I can't wait to find out how dangerous you are. But you also have an interesting background. You're an Ironman competitor. You've got a small farm in Rutherford County. You raise longhorn cattle, goats, donkeys, and chickens.
That's me.
And you decided to attend law school at 50 years old.
That's it. That's right.
Wow, that's a life and a half.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
So are you a lawyer now?
I am. I became a lawyer in 2015.
Okay. So then you thought, why not get into politics while I'm at it?
Sure. Why not get into politics? Tennessee, we have a Republican supermajority here in Tennessee. Very, very rural, very Republican area. And the Republicans have been in control for about 8 years, complete control. So there are so many voices. There are so many progressive liberal voices in Tennessee whose ideas are not getting out. And I know that in order to run for office, you have to have a big mouth and a thick skin, and I have both. And so I actually ran for this seat in 2016, and I did about as well as every other Democrat in Tennessee. This is an area that Trump won by about 50 points. And so this seat became available. It became an open seat when the Republican in this seat took a Trump appointment in agriculture. So now it's an open seat, and election day is Tuesday.
So now this is a state Senate seat in Tennessee in the 14th district. Now they say that you can't win because you're an atheist.
Sure.
And well, in Tennessee, it's literally against the law, although it's an unconstitutional law. So tell us why you think you can win.
Because the voices that haven't been heard, the Democratic voices, understand that being an atheist is not it's not disqualifying. We all understand here what freedom of religion is. We understand that that's the foundation of our country. And I have had the most positive experience. This is a highly religious area, and even my Christian supporters are trying to explain to other folks what the true meaning of freedom of religion is. You know, I advertise that I'm an advocate of religious freedom. If my opponent's religious freedom were under attack, I'd be first in line to be able to defend that. And so I know the statistics about an atheist holding office, blah, 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 but we have found that that may be true somewhere. It may not be true here. We have had so much positive support, and there have been so many voices that have spoken out, including Republican voices, because of the Tennessee Republican Party's attack on religious liberty.
And Gayle, I'm curious, did you consider hiding the fact that you were an atheist when you were going to run?
I have been an atheist for about 10 years. I was a religious person for about 45 years, Cenk. And when my children reached their teenagerhood and they began asking me questions, I had raised them in church. We were all believers. I had 4 children real close together. And when they began to ask me those questions, I agreed to study with them and search with them. And the long and short of it is we came out the other side having lost the confidence that our beliefs, the beliefs that we had grown up with, the beliefs that we were embracing were true. It was just a loss of confidence. So for about 10 years, I have not been a believer. I've been a secular person. The word atheist, has negative connotations. And so we've tried to educate our folks about the meaning of the word. And I've tried to tell my story over and over again. When I ran for the seat in 2016, yes, I couldn't hide it altogether. I'm the executive director of an organization called Recovering from Religion, which supports and provides hope, healing, and community for folks who are struggling with religion. So I couldn't hide it, nor did I want to. I thought I would try to minimize it. And in 2016, when the Democrats were not being listened to or paid any attention to, it never even came up. But it has become something of an issue.
Yeah, look, never run, never hide. right? So
right.
you got to be who you are. It's you can live with yourself if you lose, giving them what you got. You can't live with yourself if you lose being someone else.
I agree.
And I think that what people respect in politics is strength. And so whether they agree with you or disagree with you, if you come in strong and say, this is who I am and I'm gonna fight for everybody's religious liberty, including the liberty to not have a religion, I think people will get it. I think that the mainstream media and a lot of the conventional wisdom in both political parties don't give people enough credit. I think if you're honest with them and you're not a greasy politician and you're forthright, they'll at least respect you for it.
And Cenk, I agree with you, and that's the sentiment coming from so many of the supporters. And the funny thing is, my opponent is a very religious person, and he's put that on all of his literature and all of his website, and I understand that. And as I said, this is an area that Trump won by 50 points. So why they're coming so hard at me? You know, it makes you pause. It makes you wonder. This is today's card. I don't know if you can see this. This is the postcard I got in today's mail because I have kooky ideas. They have come at me so hard. As you said, the lieutenant governor has tweeted it. The lieutenant governor has sent emails about it. My opponent's campaign manager actually wrote an email to the pastors of the churches saying, you need to tell your congregation to vote for the Republican candidate because this lady is an atheist and of course she has no morals. And it's just been, it has done nothing but inflame our folks because it's such an attack on religious liberty.
Yeah, and they wouldn't do all that and spend money on those mailers if they weren't worried.
Right?
So, Gayle, you got them running, okay?
Something like that. That's
yeah, I love it. And so now they talk about your dangerous ideas. So it says here you're running on a pro-cannabis platform.
I am.
Because there wasn't enough curveballs in this race. So, I love it. Why?
Here in Tennessee, we have a terrible opioid addiction problem, as do many areas, but particularly here in Tennessee. And so our pro-cannabis platform has to do with the pain relief. Obviously, there are diseases whose symptoms respond favorably to cannabis, but it also has to do with its application to our opioid addiction problem, our opioid addiction crisis. In addition to that, we have the business and tax revenue, and we have the criminal justice reform. These are all things that are a win-win-win for our area in Tennessee. We desperately need the relief that cannabis can give us in our opioid addiction problem. And then, as I said, the other things that we've mentioned. My opponent is a wealthy pharmacist, so surprise, he's against cannabis, and we need it so badly. We're campaigning on the expansion of Medicaid. Tennessee did not take the ACA, so every year we walk away from millions and millions of dollars that we've already paid in our federal dollars, and we leave our folks uninsured. And then we have the additional problem when those uninsured folks need care and they visit our rural hospitals. The hospitals try as much as they can, and they can't sustain without any kind of reimbursement. So they eventually close. We've lost 10 rural hospitals in the 8 years that the Republicans have been in control.
Wow, that's a stunning number. Yep. So. And then we're running short on time, but I know you want to fix the roads down there, and obviously you care about the education down there as well. And those are issues that resonate with people. But look, I think that they're scared of you for good reason. I think that people vastly underestimate the power of your idea about cannabis. I think the people already get it. The politicians don't get it. The government doesn't get it, but the people get it. They know that the opioid addiction problem isn't, as Trump says, drug dealers coming in from New Mexico. They know that it's actually coming from the pharmaceutical companies. We're not stupid. We see where it's coming from, right? And we know that we could do cannabis for painkiller. It's cheap. It doesn't cause addiction. It doesn't kill and destroy your family.
It's far less dangerous than alcohol.
Yeah, I think on that alone you could win. Let alone all the other things that you're doing to actually appeal to the voters in that district. So Gayle, if you turn a plus 50 district into a win, man, you'll have lived up to the billing of the most dangerous grandmother in Tennessee.
There you go.
At least for the Republican Party.
That's a title I'm proud of.
All right, I want to show everybody your links. Gayle Jordan for Senate, TN14.com there. and we'll have all the links down below in the description box on YouTube, and then in the comment section on Facebook. Obviously, go check out all of Gayle's positions, because she's coming for the Republicans and she's going to represent you. Go get them, Gayle.
Thank you, Cenk. Thanks so much.
All right.